Hey, good afternoon, friends. My name is Lauren. I am the owner of Shelton Athletics, as well as Elevate Wellness Collective, as well as a licensed therapist. And I have over 15 years of experience in the health and fitness industry. Today, I want to talk to you about chasing the wrong things. You're chasing the wrong things in order to actually achieve the results that you want to see in your health and fitness. So, in all of this time, again, over 15 years plus that I've been working with people in this space, I see the same things over time that continue to trip people up in actually achieving what they set out to do. So, when I say results, because I feel like results can be a very vague term that just gets thrown around. And what do I mean by results? The result is the ultimate outcome that you would like to achieve by working on this particular goal. So, whether that's getting stronger, losing weight, gaining muscle, getting faster, that's the result that you're looking for out of putting this goal into place, whatever that is. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and this really inspired me to want to talk about this topic. When I was talking to this person, they were telling me how they were scrolling on TikTok, and there's all these obviously different videos around what to eat and what supplements to use and fitness exercises to do. And, they were like, should I take this supplement? And in my mind, I'm like, girl, we're like focusing on the wrong thing here. So we're chasing something that is more of a higher level concept when it comes to, we'll call it optimization of health and fitness. So you can't optimize your health and fitness if there are no habits actually, or very weak habits established around that, right? We can't optimize anything that isn't actually established with a foundation. So it just got me thinking of, what are people chasing that are really stopping them from seeing the results that they want when they start a new program, or when they join a new gym, or when they start a new nutrition plan? And I came up with three things that I feel like are really preventing people, or that people are chasing, that are preventing them from seeing the results that they want. Let's break them down. So the first one is, people are chasing information over accountability and resources. So what I mean by that, obviously information is not the barrier here. Social media is overloaded with information of, eat this, don't eat this, do this exercise, don't do this exercise. It's insane. I can imagine just how debilitating that can be for people to see all of that information and then not know what to do with it, right? So clearly we know it's not information stopping you from getting to this end result. So if we could focus more on finding the people to hold us accountable and also help us break down and really understand and disseminate that information better, that's really going to help us in getting closer, or on that track, working towards that ultimate outcome we'd like to achieve. So whether that's working with a coach in person that can watch your movement, help explain why you're doing the things you're doing, and give you guidance, advice, tips, feedback on how to get better at those things. Same thing with nutrition. Again, it's overload of information, so many different things. So it's really helpful to have the resource of being able to bounce those things off of someone and understanding what would truly work best for you. So, number two, you are chasing the quick fix versus sustainability. So, quick fixes are still alive and well in the health and fitness industry. They have been here since the industry was born. Everyone loves a quick fix. We don't want to work hard to achieve the results. We just want the results without doing the work. However, as we know, anytime we implement a quick fix, we revert back to who we were or what we looked like. Whatever the result that we achieved in that quick amount of time is not sustainable. So how we really want to rework this is we want to attach ourselves to the things that are unsexy. So we want to establish habits that are going to help us sustain results in the long term. So, what is a nutrition plan that you could really see yourself executing on a long term basis? What are exercises or a program or a gym that you really enjoy going to that you could see yourself doing it for the long term and it fits with your lifestyle? Instead of what is the thing that is seemingly going to get me the result the fastest way possible, right? I think we see this, it's very much alive and well with the use of GLP-1s for specifically for weight loss in the health and fitness industry. When we don't approach utilizing GLP-1s properly, meaning making the correct lifestyle changes in order to see long-term sustainable results, this just becomes another quick fix mechanism because it's a way that people can get the result that they want without doing the work. However, that result is not sustainable without taking care of those other lifestyle factors first. So again, if you're chasing quick fixes, it's time to look towards the sustainable. What could I do for the long haul? And last but not least, you are chasing novelty over repetition. So this means you always want the next best thing. This is close to quick fixes, but it's you never stay with a program long enough to see results. You never do that habit long enough to see results. You don't journal your food long enough to see the benefit. You don't attend enough gym classes to see the results that you want from the program. Whatever it is, it's that we're always going towards the next thing. And that is just taking our attention away from really the repetition that we need in order to achieve the result. So if it's that you get bored easily, it's trying to find a way and things that are going to keep you interested. And I'm not going to lie, for some people, this isn't always fun. It's that if you get bored with your, let's say, your fitness routine, maybe being able to implement other movement, other classes, outdoor activities where it's that you want to be in the gym 3 days a week, at least getting in your strength training, but that really anything outside of that feels very burdensome or disruptive to your lifestyle. There's other ways to attack it, but that repetition has to be there in order to first build any habit and then actually see the results from doing that. An example of this is you join a new gym and you attend consistently. You're so excited when you sign up. So in the beginning, for the first 2 weeks, you attend 4 times a week. You're super sore, but you're jazzed. It's feeling awesome. Okay, then we get into weeks 3 and 4. You're not feeling as motivated as when you first started. Your body's feeling sore, you're busy at work, your kids are getting on your nerves, you're tired. And then again, it maybe goes down to twice a week in the next 2 weeks. And then after that, it's really not feeling exciting at all anymore. And then it goes down to once a week. And then before you know it, you haven't been there in 2 weeks and you're thinking about canceling your membership. Does this sound familiar? Okay. So what we really want to do then at that point is recommit. Not that we have to find something else that's new and exciting. It's that, why did I get here in the first place? What brought me here? So something to think about. And I think there's a lot of low-hanging fruit around the why, which I'll get to in a second. So let's do a quick recap. So the 3 things that we're chasing that are stopping us from seeing real results, we are chasing information over accountability and resources. We are chasing quick fixes over sustainability. And we are chasing novelty over repetition and what truly works. Now that we know this information, what can we do with it? We need to focus on what actually works. It's so easy to be distracted with all of the information that we are getting all the time. But if we could just sit back and work on showing up consistently, focusing on long-term sustainability and working on repetition, we will see so much change from just focusing on those three small things and not just figuring out if you should take that new supplement or not. Because at this point in the foundation building, that is not the time to optimize. Once you have built the foundation and you're executing that foundation consistently, then and only then should we really talk about optimizing. Some things that you can focus on this week is just showing up consistently with whatever it is that you're doing. Create a small goal of, if it's that you're only showing up for workouts once a week, hit the goal of getting there 2 to 3 times a week this week. If you don't feel like you have a good grasp on your nutrition, focus on one thing this week that's going to make a big difference. Maybe that's increasing your water intake. Maybe it's just consistently having protein at each meal. And then again, as I mentioned, I think something that is highly overlooked in the health and fitness industry, and a lot of times people do not have the credentials or expertise to really dig into these deeper things, is why or how did we end up here? So when I sit down with people and we're talking about just improving their health, whether that's physical or mental health, is I always want to understand the how and why. How did we get here? And the more that we can understand of how we arrived where we are currently, then we can learn more of what those steps are that will help us get to our next destination. So if you're really struggling with maintaining habits, consistency, repetition, and achieving sustainability, it could really be helpful to talk to someone in the mental health space. And people don't often connect those two things, that someone in the mental health space can help you understand why you haven't been able to be consistent in that area. And specifically, we're talking about that health and fitness area here. So I know some of these things, it's more of what you've heard, and it's not exactly what you want to hear, but consistency, sustainability, and repetition are going to be the things you should chase when it comes to achieving your health and fitness goals. I hope this was helpful. And if you ever want to chat and understand more about your hows and whys, then maybe we should sit down and have a conversation. I'm always happy to chat. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, feel free to comment or send me a DM over on Instagram and we can continue this conversation together. But thanks for listening. I appreciate you.